I didn't know I was dissociating and wouldn't have used that word back then. I just knew I didn't want to feel anything that was negative or painful or uncomfortable. I was in therapy trying to get over the loss of my teaching career, and before I knew it, the focus turned to my childhood trauma and the abusive relationship I was in for 5.5 years with my high school boyfriend. Dredging up the pain of these experiences at therapy each week was like picking a bloody wound that would never heal. The pain of realizing that I had been affected by childhood emotional neglect was more than I could handle. I didn't want to walk around feeling like I had been run over by a truck and would do anything I could not to feel that. I'd scroll Pinterest for hours, creating lists of DIY projects for my house. I planned over-the-top birthday parties for my daughters. I searched Google endlessly for the answer to make everything feel okay. Not only did I stop myself from feeling anything bad, but I couldn't let my husband or daughters feel anything bad either. I became overbearing and micromanaged every interaction between my husband and my daughters, and even the interactions between my girls. One hint of someone being upset with me sent me into a tailspin. I'd immediately become the fixer and would do whatever it took to make it stop. What I didn't understand at the time was that I was using dissociation to meet my emotional needs, especially the need for certainty. If I could check out, fix things, and feel like everything and everyone were fine, then things felt calm and predictable. Dissociation allowed me to feel like I was in control when my life felt completely out of control. I truly believe that distracting myself to avoid anything painful was the way to handle things because my therapist encouraged me to check out. She pushed anti-anxiety meds on me, telling me it would be the thing to help me get out of the metaphorical ditch. Things haven't really changed with the world around us. Therapists, coaches, self-help articles all make dissociation sound normal, even healthy, like it's self-care. Of course, dissociation seems like the answer because it lets you skip the emotions you were never taught to feel in the first place. Because most of us were raised to believe that feeling anything other than happy, grateful, or positive is bad. We're taught to calm down, stay strong, be fine, keep it together. Honestly, the phrase "I'm dissociating" has become so diluted that most people don't even know what it means anymore. People use it as a way to justify their avoidance and numbing out. They think they're advocating for themselves. I did. When I did it, I let myself off the hook for so much. Dissociation becomes the go-to thing to do because it feels like the only way to keep yourself safe, comfortable, and in control. And before you know it, it becomes part of your personality, and you spend more and more time watching Netflix and scrolling social media when life feels too hard to handle. You convince yourself that you're not someone who can handle things, so checking out feels like the only option. People think dissociation takes them away from pain. It just lets you bypass the trigger. The problem with this is that you don't even truly understand why you were overwhelmed in the first place. The real shift comes when we finally understand that dissociation isn't helping us and that it's actually keeping us stuck. I had to do this in my own journey because I had to unlearn the idea that survival strategies are self-care. I had to unlearn the belief that feeling nothing meant I was okay. I had to unlearn the idea that coping strategies were helping me heal, and I had to accept that they were only giving me relief. And this is the part that really made me stop in my tracks. Relief feels like pleasure, but it's not. Relief is the buffer between pain and pleasure because it's a spectrum. Once the relief wears off, the pain is still there. This is why we keep dissociating over and over again. We're so desperate to avoid any possibility of the negative that keeps us spiraling. Now I understand what I was doing. I don't use dissociation to stop myself from feeling anymore. This is a cycle that must break. Dissociation doesn't stop on its own, though. It doesn't happen by forcing yourself to feel more. It starts by creating new ways to feel safe that actually work. It comes from knowing that you can handle your emotions without being consumed by them. I've learned to sit with my own emotions and be present instead of shutting down or micromanaging everything around me. I'm not chasing relief. I'm not confusing numbness with peace. I'm not avoiding discomfort because it feels like danger. I know that I don't have to just throw my hands in the air and run from things to feel safe, and you don't either. If I could tell my old self anything, it would be this. You don't need to dissociate from your life to survive it. You just need a new way to create safety for yourself.